All right, so I'm going to show the task guidance sample that it put together for TechLift. This sample shows using all three of the Azure MR services that we have right now to do annotations. And so I'm going to start with Azure Spatial Anchor mode. Now, in this mode, we pick a point in space that kind of represents the center of our environment. So I'm going to pick this artwork here, and it's creating an anchor in the background. All right, so now I can go ahead and I can tap to create annotations, and these annotations are all going to be created relative to that point in space that we just tagged. I'll come and tag a few items here. And maybe come over here and tag this clock. All right, so we have some annotations here. I'm going to go ahead and close the app. We'll start it again. And again, see the space is empty here, but Spatial Anchor mode. As soon as I switch into that mode, it creates a search for the anchor. There it is, found it. And now all of our annotations are back where we placed them before. All right, so I've restarted the app, and now I'm going to show the second mode, remote rendering mode. And in this mode, the first thing we need to do is pick a point in space for the model to appear. Now, remote rendered models don't have a well-defined point in space, so we need to tell it where to load the model at. I'll go ahead and place it here. Now, after placing that point, remote rendering is starting. And now we're loading the model. And now the model shows up on the table. The annotations that I create in remote rendering are relative to the model. So I'll place a few annotations here. Annotate these three gears in the back. And then we'll go ahead and reload our session. So, closing the app and starting it over. Okay, app's loaded again, so time to switch back into remote rendering mode. And again, I need to pick where the model is, because the model's not at a defined point in space. So instead of the kitchen table this time, we'll annotate in the living room. Now notice the annotation is already loaded because their data saved on the device, even though the remote rendering session is starting. It reconnected to the existing session and reloaded the model, so we're already back up. And we can see our annotations. All right, the app's restarted. And for this last mode, I'm going to walk over here and say Object Anchor mode. There we go. It correctly identified the couch. And again, these annotations are relative to the couch. If I do these, and then we'll restart the app. All right, restarted. And come back over here. Object Anchor mode. There we go. And just to show that these truly are about the object being detected, I'll go ahead and move the couch. Object anchor mode. All right, so it's been moved to a different location, but all of the annotations have loaded correctly. All right, and the last thing I want to show is that all three of them can be used together. So I've restarted the app. Object anchor mode. There we go. Spatial anchor mode. So, both of those. Remote render mode. And this time we'll place it here. All right, so now we have all three annotation types loaded together in the same scene. Again, ASA is on the space itself, ARR is on the model, wherever you place it, and then AOA is on the object, wherever it is detected. And that is the task guidance sample.